We're here at South by Southwest, and I'm here to tell you about the top 5 things I've seen while here. One of the big premieres this year was The Accountant 2, or as director Gavin O'Connor calls it, The Accountant Squared. It's a math joke. It stars Ben Affleck and Jon Bernthal. They're back from the original. They're playing brothers. And where the first one was like a lot of action, this one is a buddy comedy that leans super hard into Ben Affleck as a straight man who is trying really hard to connect to people, but obviously has some kind of mental issues and difficulties doing that. And Jon Bernthal as his has no fucks to give brother. No.
You often confess to capital murder?
I actually didn't say anything.
It is so funny. My notes for this movie, an insight into the brain of a critic, were just things like dancing, cat. There is action. There is like the first one, a really twisty, weird conspiracy theory. The plot line is essentially that J.K. Simmons' character from the first movie has been killed, and it's up to the accountant to find out what happened and to get justice. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but I do want to say that Ben Affleck line dances, and it becomes the funniest sequence in the movie. It's honestly one of the funniest movies I've seen here, and probably will be one of the funniest movies of the year, which is kind of surprising because Gavin O'Connor is known for Warrior and Miracle, and now the buddy comedy, The Accountant 2, or Accountant Squared. The studio also is crushing. It was one of the headliners. It's coming soon to Apple TV. It's Seth Rogen playing a movie studio executive who is trying to balance the ever at war commerce and creativity. He wants to make great cinema, but he also has to make movies that make money.
You know, I love movies, but now I have this fear that my job is to ruin them.
It is an absolutely hilarious show coming to Apple TV soon. The crowd ate it up, and you will too. This is actually a thriller with Lily Reinhart from Riverdale. It's a look at one of the maybe worst jobs in America. You know those horrible videos you accidentally come across online that you're just like, how did this get on the internet? And you're like, shouldn't somebody moderate it? These are the people who moderate it. Lily Reinhart plays a girl who is working at one of these companies, and when she sees one particular video, it takes such a toll on her mental state that she becomes kind of obsessed with it. And she needs to know if it's real. She needs to know if someone was actually hurt. She needs to get justice for this person she believes was actually hurt. But let me shock you. It's set in a world where cops in corporate America don't really care. And it's a very good thriller that is about the things you can't unsee. And smartly, the director doesn't show us those things, which, depending on how twisted your imagination is, could mean this movie will be easy to watch or really nightmarish. So your mileage may vary. Hallow Road. It is a thriller that is claustrophobic and very unique. It stars Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys as parents who get a call in the middle of the night that their college-age daughter has had a car accident, and she believes she's hit someone, and she calls her parents to be like, what do I do? Her parents immediately get in a car and are driving to see her, to fix it, to make it better, to figure out what to do. And most of the movie is them in that car. Most of the movie is just these two people, these two parents figuring out what is the best course of action. That one I'm really, really glad I got to see in the theater because the sound design, it had me screaming. I had no idea where it was gonna go, and I recommend you have no idea where it's gonna go. Just take the journey of Hallow Road. My favorite thing I saw at the festival is Good Boy. It is a haunted house movie about a dog. It was an indie film made by a filmmaker who brought his family pet into the fray. His name is Indy. He plays a dog named Indy, and he is just deeply lovable. And the plot is essentially that him and his owner go to this decrepit old house where his owner's kind of trying to get some peace to himself, but his owner can't see the ghost and Indy can. So Indy is very aware that something is wrong and can't communicate it to his owner and is trying to save his owner. It's a lot of traditional ghost story stuff that kind of gets you. There's jump scares, there's shadowy figures and whatever. But because it is just a sweet, sweet, goodest of boys, it is very upsetting. I will admit, I screamed so loud that I screamed like a kid screams at a horror movie. I was a little embarrassed. I was sorry everyone, sorry. And very excited about that. I think it's gonna be one of the breakouts of the festival. Good Boy is great stuff.